much as far as just injuries, is going to get an update. Is everybody pretty much good, or is there anyone that's out?
Everybody's good.
Okay. I'm curious, and I meant to ask you this after the game. The lineup you had at the end, I know they brought you in to get the lead, but is there any thought of putting maybe Josh in on a defensive trip or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. He had mixed up a few switches, and we had a game a couple games back where Eric switched out and got a stop on the last possession. So we felt good with the guys that were loose and in rhythm. J.O. hadn't been in 6 minutes or so. So we went with that.
Curious when you look at just Royce, and I didn't get a chance to ask you about how he looked in terms of when you go back and look at the film, how he fit in terms of what, considering.
Yeah, really good. You know, a couple possessions where you still got to figure out what we're doing and get acclimated to our system and his teammates. But a strong first showing.
Any other situations in terms of these last two? How big are these last two and then the first two coming out of the break in terms of what you're trying to build momentum?
Every game matters. You know what I mean? We're definitely trending in the right direction. I like the way we're playing. We did not play our best basketball game and still had a chance to beat a team like Golden State that has a championship pedigree for the 4th time in one season, which is very difficult to do. So if you can do that without playing it your best, you're going in the right direction, and every game is going to matter going forward.
When you add a new guy to the roster, you kind of have to go through this crash course right before the break. How have those conversations been with Royce, and how has he been kind of absorbing everything so far?
Yeah, he's a true pro. You know what I mean? He's a respected vet. He understands. He's been with a few different teams, and he's been wonderful in terms of just coming in. I thought he was really communicative throughout the game the other night, which is something that our team needs. We have a tendency to be too quiet as a basketball team overall, and I liked how he led. It was his first game with our group, so that was a positive thing. And he continues to have a high IQ and understanding of picking things up.
Brad was telling us about how he was, leading and telling guys to be more communicative in his first game. How reassuring is that when you bring a guy in and you expect those types of things, that just from day one he's ready to do that?
Yeah, he's an intangibles guy. And all those things matter. It's not just about making shots and playing defense. It's how can you help the group move forward and help win games. So he does all that.
Just learned from the Sacramento game to come back the last time they were here. Excited about the confidence boost.
Yeah, every success like that is a confidence boost. I think that the number one lesson is that this team is never out of the game with the firepower that we have, and certain times that we can go out there when we're fully healthy. But we got to play better up until that point where we had the deficit. And there's definitely some things we can do better against this basketball team that we haven't quite done to this point that we're going to have to do tomorrow night against the W.
How much more potential does this team have now that Royce and David are added onto the roster?
Yeah, both those guys definitely enhance what we're trying to do, and Royce in particular is going to have a bigger role, than David right away. David provides our some depth and a young prospect, that can, if we're depleted, we can throw him in there and give us a spark plug from time to time. But Royce we see as a rotational player that can really help our push.
Going into the All-Star break, what are some of the adjustments you guys are going to make to take your team to the next level?
Yeah, we've got to continue to grow in all areas. I still think we have another level we can reach defensively. I think we're ranked 16th. We were 2 days ago 16th in the NBA defensively, and we definitely we're a team built around offensive firepower. That has to learn to compete on the defensive side of the ball, because if the offensive talent we have plays team first offensive basketball and then really honors the defensive side of the ball as well, we got a chance to do something special.
How important is keeping that level of communication with Royce and David through the All-Star break to help you keep them acclimated to the team?
Yeah, we're gonna have a crash course. They're doing stuff today. They're gonna do stuff tomorrow morning before the game, and then once they hit the break, they'll be on break. And then when we come back, we'll get right back after that type of stuff, the integration type of stuff, and hopefully those guys will be the transition will be seamless at that point.
Hey guys, in terms of addressing your 2 open loss responses, is that something you guys want to do this week? What's the level of urgency on that?
Yeah, those are questions really for our front office to answer. There's been a lot of conversations with guys that are available, and we'll see how those things play out.
You guys close with the small ball lineup with Katie at the 5. Can you already kind of looked at Royce and where he might be able to fit in with a group like that?
Yeah, absolutely. He fits. He's another guy that you can put out there that can bomb threes and stretch out defenses. So that those guys have that type of space that can really make them difficult to guard. So he's another guy that we can throw into our big three mix with Grayson and Eric. Royce is a guy you can throw in there as well.
Coach, seeing Damion Lee just at the game the other night made me think, where is he at in terms of getting back to ahead of schedule or
on track? On track. Hopefully at some point towards the end of the regular season, we can start talking about where he's at in terms of getting back on the floor.
Has he been able to do any on-court work at all?
No.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.